Hello, everybody. My name is Eric Nyvall. I'm Sean's cousin. I'm honored to deliver the eulogy to my cousin Sean, who was more like a little brother to me. I had the honor of watching him grow and being a part of his all too short life. Sean Lawrence Phillips was born April 18, 1990, in Edmonton, Alberta. A younger brother to Richard and Mark, a third son to Dave and Adele. When Sean was all of 5 weeks old, the family moved to Abbotsford so Dave could attend Seattle Pacific University. Abbotsford was the only home Sean ever knew. Judging from the number of people here, I could say that Sean and the Phillips family touched quite a number of lives in Abbotsford. By you all being here today, having sent all the emails, the phone calls, the personal support, you have touched their lives. For those of you that only knew Sean in his later years, there's probably something you didn't know about Sean. He had poor vision, very poor vision. When he was 1 year old, Adele noticed that he had problems seeing properly. Sean had to make trips every 2 months to Dr. Playlock, whom Sean affectionately called Uncle Playlock. Sean had to wear an eye patch when he was young because he needed to strengthen his other eye. The eye patch had to be sealed firmly and couldn't allow in any light. Adele told me it just broke her heart when she'd see her little Sean crying, and the patch would get moist and become soaked at the bottom, but they couldn't take it off. I'm convinced that Sean's problem with his eyes in his early developmental years helped form and shape his personality into the reserved and quiet kid that he became. It usually took him a little while to warm up to a group and feel comfortable. But once past that, he was an extremely engaging and likable fellow. Sean had a very real but private faith. As a young child, he attended Sunday school classes here at Seven Oaks Alliance Church. I one time remember Dave giving a Sunday message. He was right here, up front. It was probably the same podium. He mentioned having spoken to his little Sean on the drive home some past weeks ago, and Sean telling him how much he learned about Jesus and his Sunday school songs. When he was a little older, the highlight of his week was going to Boys Brigade here at the church. It was Sean's plan to attend Cape Henry Bible College in Germany next year after graduating from Robert Bateman Secondary School. Sean had a burning desire to follow his sports teams and kept on top of all the stats like nobody I've ever seen. Ever the optimist. I remember phone calls from Sean during the off-season, and he'd tell me, Eric, the Seahawks just got this player that should fit in and help their defensive pass coverage. He was right on top of it. If I was ever going to put money into a fantasy pool, I would have had Sean pick my team. Sean redefined what it meant to be a true fan. I've probably never seen anybody get so excited about the start of baseball season when the whole world knew that the Mariners were a lot more likely to be 20 games below 500 than 20 games above. His excitement level at the football games were beyond awesome. In Seattle, there is a legendary fan support base that has become known as the 12th man. There are only 11 players on the field, but Seattle always has some of the loudest games in the league. The Seahawks have retired the jersey number 12 as a tribute to the fans. As a tribute to Sean, I'd like to pass along a condolence note from his beloved Seahawks. Phillips family and friends, please accept our condolences for the loss of Sean. As a season ticket holder for 4 years and a Seahawks fan for a lifetime, his passion and commitment for the 12th man will not soon be replaced. We are grateful to have had time with him, cheering on the Seahawks at Quest Field for many wonderful years. Our sympathy, the Seattle Seahawks. Sean adored his brothers and older cousins and showed his desire to be just like them. There was a night when Sean was probably 10 years old and everybody had been over at my mom and dad's place. Sean came over just a little late to join into a game of Risk between me, my brother Daryl, and his 2 older brothers, Richard and Mark. Sean wanted to play the next night. However, the truth was that tempers had flared a little bit the night before and somebody had thrown the board rather than concede defeat. So we figured it was just best to leave it alone and there wouldn't be any more risk. Richard told me that night. He walked in and saw Sean playing a game of Risk by himself, rolling, doing the attacking and the defending for all 4 characters. Sean wanted to be a baseball player, just like Mark. The problem was he had a hard time seeing the ball. Dave was always concerned when they were playing catch that he was going to take one in the face. So he'd make Sean hold his glove away from his face, and Dave would aim for the glove. The rule was they were never allowed to go inside till Sean could get 4 in a row. Dave told me how sad it made him, because Sean always had a hard time getting that 4th catch. He could get to 3, but the 4th was a problem. We all know Sean's love of baseball, and I'm suspicious that perhaps Sean intentionally always missed that 4th catch so he could stay outside and play catch with his dad. Not that Sean was solely focused on baseball. He did make a few attempts to round himself out in the arts. In grade 6, Sean was in the school band. His instrument of choice was the saxophone. Adele called the experience an entire debacle. $40 a month for an instrument that Sean carried home every day, and it never left the front door. Adele went to the Christmas concert and told me that it was embarrassing. Her little Sean was out of tune, didn't know the songs, and as cute as he was, looked totally out of place. To this I comment, Adele, it was 2001. The Mariners won 116 games and tied an all-time major